What's up, OG, triple OG?
It's your
OG,
man.
triple,
Y'all already know what it is. We got
OG.
some Corey in the building with the 5150 show. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
Fags in the house. I don't even know where to start this week.
Uh-oh, not you had something.
Backdoria Nation has declared war on me, man.
It's about to go down.
Oh, no, geez.
Backdoria Nation has declared war on me, but they never claim Backdoria.
I'm not gay no more.
Right. This is not fair. There's too many men who are suspect after me in my career now. Now, I'm going to say there was a debate that I would like to talk about with Joe Buddens and them guys. Like Joe Buddens, he mentioned about that Cam Newton thing when I was on Cam Newton and I said, or I alluded to Will Smith on the Backdoria side of the game.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I ain't gonna lie, I wish I wouldn't have said no name, but I said it and I gotta stand on it.
That's the perfect word after you say Backdoria.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, but yo, man, this thing, man, it's like, I don't like necessarily being at war with so many people, because it's too many people, if you ask me. But I know what I stand for is going to bring drama.
Yeah.
But is it war or is it just people?
Well, I don't think it's war with Joe Buddens them yet. I hope it doesn't. I would like to, like Terrence Howard, I saw him say this word on he was talking about the people who talking crazy about him. I don't think Terrence Howard knew how many people was going to be talking crazy about him when he said stuff on the internet. Right. And Terrence Howard said, I would like to have a duel with you.
What did Joe Budden
Ain't that an old school word?
Yeah.
We can have a duel. We can use bottles, guns, whatever.
What did Joe Budden? That's all he said?
No, Joe Buddens feels like I was telling when I mentioned Will Smith on the Backdoria side of the game.
Like telling his business?
Like he said, that's snitching.
But it's just your.
And so look, no, just let me say this, because I really would love to debate that crew over there about this. And Craig, you and Darlene might not even agree with me, but I want to say this. If a man gets penetrated by a man or is penetrated by a man and I say something about that business, I don't feel like that's snitching.
Nope.
Any perverted acts that go on in the community, I feel like, once that is put out there as
Chats down.
Well, see, I can't say facts because it would be snitching if I was to say this is how I know.
Or that you were there, or exactly that you specifically.
That would be snitching. But when I live out here on this West Coast, and we know how it really go. I mean, like, these people who be around those people, there are associates in a way. Like, we have females that speak business that's not just one woman saying it. There's barbers that speak business. There's people in the barbershop that speak business. There are people that we know personally that know people. And I'm saying out here in the Hollywood realm, the Hollywood guys that I know, I see who they are, and I will admit there is envy because I know I don't fit in around them. I will be the outsider around them.
They don't fit in. They getting fitted in.
How about that?
But here, can I say something?
Shit pushed in big time homes.
But here's the problem. Here's where it sucks, right?
They say my hat came with a switchblade. Go
we
ahead.
all move here to try to make it, Some of us already were here. We were fooled to believe by America, our parents, our corrupt system that if you work hard and you are talented, that you have a shot at making it. And I think that normal heterosexual men have a right to be publicly outraged if you have to be that way to make it. That is not fair. That is not good business. That is not just. If you have to be gay or get it in the booty or whatever you call it to go to another level, why is it not publicly stated? It should be publicly stated. We should know this for a fact. You shouldn't have millions and thousands of people here moving here in droves who think if I do it this way, this is how it's going to work. It's not right. It's like it's secrecy. And when people operate in secrecy, it's to maintain control of something that is corrupted. I have a right to speak on anything that is corrupted by unjust.
You're goddamn right.
And I won't even say ungodly because I don't know what everybody believes in. But if that's the factor, just say it. Don't say a motherfucker ain't talented enough. Don't say a motherfucker ain't got what it takes, or we having this audition process with all these people and we gonna take the best person. Just say you taking who's fucking if that's what it is.
Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
Man, Craig, you know, it's so real what you said. Go ahead, D. I don't want to cut you
I was
off.
just going to say, yes, you do. Everybody has that right to express themselves, say that, but you also have to be prepared for repercussions.
Straight up, yeah.
And that's it. That's what's happening right now on the internet, is that not only just maybe what you have said, but I think you'll always be a target if you have something they want. And what they want right now online is views, is topics, is stories. And if Corey is way more either I would say popular or hot or whatever, or
what is that?
Or easier, we got to go after him. I think that's
$5 right there. It said what? Budden admitted to being Backdoria.
you winning. I don't know.
April M says that. Listen, that's what I want to ask these people. Do I have to be at war with you to ask you, have you ever been penetrated or penetrated a man in any way? Do I have to be at war with you to ask that?
Well,
because I want to ask the brother Joe Budden's that. I want to ask a lot of people that, because we're getting to the point in society, we can't keep hiding this. There's a lot of people who would have no idea about Joe Budden's that way. There's a lot of people who would have no idea about Mr. Gaiman that way. Mr. Gaiman is somebody whose name I don't want to say because I've known them since I started comedy, but Mr. Gaiman has it in for me because one day we had a phone call and he holds a grudge. Everybody who don't remember who Mr. Gaiman is, all I'm saying, this is the guy who brought me to stage the first time I went on stage. Mr. Gaiman. I call him Mr. Gaiman because his major movie role that he got, his name was Mr. Gaiman. And I don't want to say his name because I'm really disappointed in him because this past whatever show he had a real Backdoria dude and they was shitting all over me. I mean, they were talking about me bad. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad it came out because I think the time when we had a talk on the phone, on the show, hell no, Godfrey calling me.
Oh, yay! Yay!
Let's see what the nigga want. I'll be back, bitch. Oh my God. Yeah, what's up, man?
Hi, Godfrey.
Yeah, Darlene said hi. What's up?
When I called you, when did I call you?
A couple days ago, right?
Yeah, we had already taped. Yeah, we taped it last. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said, Donnell is funny to me. Donnell is funny to me. To me.
But that's okay. I ain't got nothing against y'all
you
thinking
can't
he's
get mad
funny.
because I like somebody that's
but
funny.
Godfrey,
I said, Donnell is
answer
funny.
my question. I want to make sure it's clear.
Yes, sir.
When you called me and talked to me,
yes,
had you already recorded that show?
Yeah, I did. Because how many days ago? I called you, what, 4 or 5 days ago? What? Because we tape on Tuesdays. Did I call you after Tuesday?
Yeah, you called me Wednesday morning or
Wednesday
Tuesday
morning,
night.
right. And I said, I ended up being right because Dante said, yo, Godfrey, you was right. I said, I told you. Corey didn't just start that shit. I said it was some bitch ass shit that Donnell is interrupting you on stage. And I said, I
Okay,
think Don
Godfrey.
What?
Godfrey. Well,
What?
let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Why did you guys have? Who is that dude? The white dude.
Who this nigga up on that name?
The white dude who was reading from off camera.
Ah, shit.
Oh, we got our
He's the
producer,
producer.
Mike.
Tell him I said I don't want none.
Yeah.
Is that your roommate?
What? No. I don't have no.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you a question, Godfrey.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you live with a Caucasian male that's gay?
No.
Oh, hold on. Did you used to?
Never. Why?
What?
Who said
Godfrey,
that?
it's Corey.
I've never met. Why would I live with a Caucasian man that's gay?
That's what you told me. You said your roommate was gay.
Are you out your goddamn mind, Corey? What
Oh
the?
my God.
I've never done. When? I've lived with a woman, a black woman, which everybody knows. What are you talking about?
Godfrey.
So
I'm crazy. You ain't never told me
I've never
you had a
told you.
roommate and one day he had some girls over and y'all was.
No.
It got to him because I think he got caught in a lie on that phone conversation. So from now on, he's Mr. Gayman. And, he's been a person I've had up here on the show and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to say your name no more because I believe you have venom and I don't think that's fair. Because I called you and you said everything was cool. But then next thing I know, on your little podcast, the homie Dante kept it 100 though. He kept it 100. But Mr. Gayman and the gay man, it was Mr. Gayman and a gay man, they was talking about me on their show. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. They're saying it in the
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a movie star.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but he's not Joe Budden. Joe Budden's, I would love to debate him and his crew because they said something that I thought was a good topic to talk about. They said being gay is not a crime. What Puffy did was a crime.
What?
And I don't know if people even know this who are outside of the United States. There are places in this country where they don't allow all that man-on-man Nestea plunging.
Nope.
You can't take the Nestea plunge in all countries. You know what I'm saying? This is America where they want the chaos and they want the hotel towels to be ruined.
Yeah.
He ain't lying.
They want those towels to be ruined. They should make them dark black so people, they won't be happy about it, but at least they won't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These white hotel towels are useless after the Backdoria mob leaves. And I'm saying like, yo, I would say to Joe Buttons, I don't look at it as snitching, man. I look at it as, you know what I'm saying? It's a perverted act. And I speak on it because, you know what I'm saying? I make jokes of perverted things. That's what I do. So I can speak on perversion.
Yeah.
I don't look at perversion as something you can't say nothing about.
But the way that you speak about it, it is perverse.
Perverse, explain that.
Well, I mean, if it's used to control, subdue, or blackmail, that's a perverse act. So as far as the act of two dudes or two women having sex, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that at all. It doesn't concern me. But if a man is in...
You don't have an opinion about what? I'm sorry.
Two men and two women having sex with each other, like same sex, I don't have an opinion on as far as like it's none of my business. But in
I have an opinion on it.
Right,
but in
and that's you. Right, that's him.
What I'm saying in this business, if it's used as one of the things that you must do to be successful, that's when I have a problem with it. And I have a problem with people using things and doing things that are criminal. It's criminal behavior. If you have an opportunity in Hollywood and you make and you put that, like, if this is the only way you can get this, that, you know, you can be, that's not, that to me, that's criminal behavior. You
Craig, let me ask you something. Do you think me and you can have an honest conversation if you sleep with men and don't tell me.
Hell no!
And we're having a conversation.
No, because
So that's why it bothers me. Because I need to know this, that I'm talking to a man who wants backdooria action, whether it's with me or my homie right here with the good hair. You know what I'm saying? I need to know this when we having a conversation. It's not fair, because it's not a fair conversation if I don't know this about you. So I would say, once again, to Mr. Buttons, Mr. Gayman, and a lot of you guys who are after me, you know what I'm saying? You have to be honest with me about who you are. You can't have a conversation with me if you're not telling me the truth about who you are. And why does that have to always lead to you talking around it or acting like something, like I'm ignorant or something like that? Just let me know who I'm talking to. If a man walked up to me and asked me, have you ever been penetrated by a man, Corey, or penetrated by a man? I say, hell no! Hell no. I like pussy so much. Sometimes I tell my girl, hey, baby, you just came from yoga? You did? Okay, pull those panties off. Sit it right here. That's how much I like women, okay? You know what I'm saying?
It's just his way. Do you know there's so many people that are very, I would say, uncomfortable with knowing or thinking or believing that someone is not who they say they are, right? Like they're gay, right? But it's the way he says it people are, I think, intimidated by. You know what I'm saying? Or afraid of.
Well, they would be afraid of a lot of powerful people if they were talking to them. Do you think if this so-called Jesus Christ is real, when he come down here, he gonna be sugarcoating shit? Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm back.
He just does it in a whole different way, where I think a lot of people actually just are it's interesting his way of doing things. However, I do believe that there's a lot of people out there that are just afraid to even agree.
This ain't something that just popped up. Do you remember that time when the guys on Joe Budden's podcast said something about us because I made a mistake and I thought the one girl was another girl?
Oh, yeah,
and we was talking about, I said back then, there's backdooria involved with this situation.
Okay.
And I'm saying, I'm not arguing. If I'm wrong, tell me, look in the camera, because I know we probably won't meet or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? If we do meet, I'm going to be able to tell when somebody look at me in my eye. Look in the camera and let me know, hey, I've never been penetrated by a man or penetrated a man in any way. If you tell me that, we can have a conversation as men, but you're not gonna keep ducking it in front of me.
You missed one thing, Corey.
What up, Joe?
It's because you're old school, so they got
That
this
too.
thing called pegging, where bitches put on straps and
Unbelievable.
so that
Is that the same as man on man?
it's the same.
Let me tell you something. Let's go here right now. Now I've never pegged before. I don't think that's something that I'll be into.
Hell no.
That ain't nothing. Let me tell you something. I will do all kind of things with a woman.
Yeah.
It ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing about what I did with a bra.
Yeah.
What you gonna tell me? I remember this one dude saying something slick to me. Me and him messed with the same bra.
Oh,
and
my
he was
God.
like, I heard you this. I was like, yeah, so? You can't tell me nothing about man on woman action. Even though that pegging, is that what that's called? I never heard of that. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's pretty extreme.
That's
as close to the other side as you can get.
That's the other side.
That's like stealing on security at a gay club and peeping in and running. That's like
Or say, I only went in for a drink.
right.
I wasn't participating.
I can't call you backdooria if you with a woman, but we need a name for that. That's clever. They call it pegging, so we got to come up with our
strapping.
clever. You know, Craig. You know, you be thinking of stuff. I be thinking of stuff.
Peg is Al's wife from Married with Children.
Dry pegging.
Instead of staying strapped.
Getting bundied. Okay, we'll call it getting bundied from 5150.
Anyway.
Have you been bundied, boy? That ain't the same to me. I give you a pass, whatever you do with a woman, because you paid for it.
Right.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. Let's bring it out, man. You know, as far as with all these DL dudes who still in the closet, you know, the dudes who doing this type of behavior or whatnot, we gotta bring it out, man. A lot of things that Corey said, I agree with. As far as talking to somebody who's in that type of lifestyle, I can't trust you. It's like, where's your moral compass at? And I talk about this a lot as far as somebody's moral compass. I can't trust being around you. I can't trust having a conversation with you and believing anything that you say. Because a real man, and a lot of these guys like to, you know, say that they men and they often this type of lifestyle. But a real man, he's not gonna indulge in activities like that. It's like you're being took away from the normal, from a man and a woman. A lot of people like to say you homophobia and all that stuff. Where the hell did that word come from? I know we make a lot of words up and just put different definitions on them. But I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? And if I come encounter with a man, I expect him to be a man.
And you know this, man?
You know, none above, none below. Now, you know, Corey, he mentioned a lot of things about Joe Budden. And one thing that he said, that Joe Budden said, was that it's not a crime to be gay, but what Diddy did was a crime. First of all, I don't even know what Diddy did, but some of the things that a lot of these movie producers done, the guys, you know, who producing these rappers and all that stuff, you know, these guys has done a lot of things as far as having somebody compromise themselves to get this role or to get in this position in the rap game or in the R&B game or whatever. And if people want to say what Puffy did is a crime, then it's a crime what all those guys did. You might as well go ahead and gather them up and bunch them up all together. One thing Craig said was that a man has the right to be outraged about another man's sexual activities. You know, especially if you got to deal with this person or whatever, or even if you don't got to deal with them. Again, you know what I'm saying? I think about my kids. I think about my seed. As far as what they got to watch, what they got to hear, I'm trying to teach them right. Just like Craig said, the world is corrupt. You know, and if I'm trying to teach my kids this and I'm trying to teach them that, trying to teach them to have some morals, the world is not trying to teach my kids how to have some morals. They telling my kids you can do what you want. You can be who you want to be. If you want to be a girl, then you can be a girl. Go ahead and be a girl. It's okay. Nobody's going to mess with you. You know, and they protect this type of behavior. And I always got a problem with that. I always have a problem with that. Corey said, you know, what if Jesus came down? How would they think he would be? You know, and he gave the impression of what the world probably would think he would be like. Like, that's okay. No, not the Jesus that I know. In the Bible, he says he's an austere man. Y'all look up the word austere when you get a chance. An austere man. Look it up when you see it or whatnot. And get back with me. But never that, though. Man, it's a trip how society is today, you know, but we know we living under the devil's society or whatnot. And it is what it is. But you got good people, or you got people who gonna stand on 10 toes and be like, nah, that ain't right, man. I'm not rolling with that, man. And if you rolling with that, then you stay over there. Don't bring it over here in my house or even in my community. I mean, this whole thing, you know, with Corey, with all the drama or whatnot, you know, he got to have some drama. That's probably the way he get his clout or whatnot. But these perverted acts, they got to be brought out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can call it snitching or whatever and all that. I'm snitching. If I know you in that type of activity or whatnot, then I'm snitching. I'm rat. Call me a rat. Let me speak on the pegging thing. I just found out about pegging probably about a month ago. I never know what the hell they was talking about. I asked my wife, what the hell is pegging? And I've done some research on it, and I'm like, man, you might as well go and switch over to the other side. I'm not advising nobody to, but that's too close to being perverted. When I found out what it was, that's another thing I want y'all to look up too. If y'all don't know what it is, look up pegging, man. I was like, God damn, for real? It's like that out here? Are you serious? That was a good one that Craig made up. Getting bundied. Oh, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole video. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this pegging, about snitching on somebody because they're in that type of lifestyle, and the whole thing, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments.
What's up, OG?
It's your man. Y'all already know what it is.
Triple.
To the next video is Ghetto Talk. Up out of here. Peace.